Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another video. It is 10:30. I just got back from work and another day of absolute craziness. We are nearly done with the project, and I'm very much looking forward to the end of this so that I can return to normal life. But today was a good day at work, got a lot done. Had an event after work for the hospital, which also went very well. And it was a really good time. Good to interact with and network with more people in the hospital, more people that I normally see and work with on a daily basis, but in a different capacity. Obviously, people are different outside of work, at events, so very nice time. Today is a rest day on my docket, so it worked very well with what I have going on in my training world. But tomorrow, the training continues with either a 3-mile run, which is light volume, or an hour ride at zone 2, which is also fairly light volume. None of the workouts this week or even towards the tail end of last week are very hard because I am still working my way out of this deficit from my surgery. So just really doing what I can to get back into the swing of things, allowing my body to acclimate to the load again. Very crazy how quickly your body loses its conditioning. I've probably said that like 20 times in the past few videos, but it really is true. Like 2 weeks of absolutely nothing, which is different than not training, obviously. Like having had surgery, doing nothing is different than just, living your normal life. Like when you're doing nothing and recovering from like a surgery or an event or a sickness or whatever, you're on the couch, just walking around the house, minimal steps, minimal activity. That had much more of an effect on my body than I'll honestly say that I anticipated. So here I am building back. My VO2 max technically is the same as pre-surgery. So what that tells me is I didn't lose much fitness technically. What I really lost was conditioning, and there is a difference. Like conditioning you can lose pretty fast, like within a week, clearly 2 weeks, but at least within a week. Whereas fitness, obviously you'll lose some fitness in the 2 weeks, but anything after that of like no activity, it'll start to like really impact your fitness. I like to look at fitness as something a little bit more inherent to your body. Your status, your conditioning is more along the lines of the present moment, like your current capacity that oscillates around your level of fitness. If you want to have a more tangible example that explains this in a better way, I would say probably the difference between climate and weather. So the climate of the Northeast is blank, typically 70, humid and whatever, and the weather today is a slight variation of that climate. That's how I'd like to propose that you look at fitness versus conditioning. So however you decide to look at it, it is still frustrating to once again have to build back to a respectable level of fitness, but that is part of the territory, and it is also part of what makes training and working out and competing difficult, and it's what makes it hard. the type of hard that you're signing up for when you do stuff like this. So once in a while, quoting Alex Hormozy, when he tells that story of this is what hard feels like. A lot of times when people sign up for something, they don't quite realize, like they say they want to sacrifice and they want to work hard and they want to, do the thing that will take a lot of time and sleepless nights and early mornings, and it's all good and well to say, and it's fun to say, and you feel really proud of yourself when you say it. But when you spend the many months, sometimes years, of climbing and grinding and this, that, and the other thing, whether in fitness, in business, in your career, in life, it's always much easier to say at the beginning that you're willing to sacrifice all of this stuff than it is to come through and follow through with what you're saying. Like, the long time lasts a lot longer than what you can conceptualize the long time to be. And aside from fitness, because that's very, very real in fitness. In business, in this, what I'm doing right now in YouTube, I've been doing these videos. This is the 86th consecutive video here on YouTube, and every time I post a video, I'm like watching the like count, the subscriber count, the comments, and it's so easy to forget or not even realize that I've only been doing this for now 85 days, 86 days. And in the grand scheme of things, that's really not that long. That's 86 videos. That's a good amount of videos, great consistency. But when people talk about their 5 years before really hitting it big on either YouTube, podcasting, whatever else, the 86 days is absolutely nothing compared to that. It is approximately, 1/15, if I just did the math right and real quick in my head. Now, that's some good perspective. This is more of a reminder towards myself that if I start to get frustrated with my results at day 86, compared to my results at day 1500, of course I'm not going to be anywhere near where I would or should be. And now back to sports. Working out hard for 100 days isn't going to get you to your first Ironman. Working out for 8 months might. And then working out for several years, year after year, training cycle after training cycle, that's where your improvement's going to be. And by no means would I, in 5 years from now, my level of performance, if I continue to be consistent, will be much higher than I would be able to attain within, say, 1 year of perfect training right now. Now, I truly believe that, and I think that is important to note, because some things just take time and some things just take consistency over long periods of time. sport, YouTube, triathlon, endurance, business, career, you name it, and it applies. So lesson to myself or note to self, don't try to rush the process because you can't. They say enjoy the process because you can't do anything other than enjoy the process if you want to stick on the road. The man who enjoys walking will walk much further than the man who's trying to walk far, is, I think, another expression. You just need to get it in your head that this is the long game. This is the game. This is what you're signing yourself up for. So I'll leave you with that thought. Hopefully there's a good enough takeaway in there. And I will talk to you in the next video.